TikTok. All right, now look at the back of my basement.
It's a nasal-based
Stuff,
podcast
isn't
today.
it? Ooh, LV just joined and saw my basement. It's very exciting stuff.
There we
All
go.
right, here we go. It looks like we're ready. If anybody was on YouTube waiting for us, StreamYard was fucking up my microphone, pissing me off. All right, hell, that's why I got these in. All right, hello, Idiots on Parade, the too ugly for TV podcast. We mock the news so you don't have to. I am Nathan Timmel, wearing a coat because I got a muscle shirt on and it's awkward. I'm a stand-up comedian in Iowa City. With me, as always, is Jake Vevra, stand-up comedian in New York City. Hello, Jake.
How's it going?
All is well here. Let me give you a quick backstory as to what's going on in my world. Yesterday, I woke up at 6:30 a.m. in Cuyahoga Falls, Ohio. I spent the day. I had 2 shows last night at 10 p.m. Central, 11 p.m. Eastern. I got in my car and I started driving back to Iowa. I got involved with a blizzard in Indiana. That slowed things down, but I got home at 7:15 this morning and I went straight to the gym to play pickleball for 3 hours. So I may die during this podcast.
There we go. Well, I got involved with a stripper named Blizzard, and it's I might die too. Different reasons.
Well, good. Hey, Jake, you want to hear a horrible fucking story? Hello, Rich. Thanks for the compliment. I just got a haircut. I was posting about it online. My wife had me get a modern cut. Anybody watching, how would you like to hear a horrible fucking story?
Let's do it.
The club I was at is called the Funny Stop in Cuyahoga Falls. I have been going there for 20 years. I met the owner's kids when they were little boys. Now they're grown men with college degrees, and one's a doctor in the field of health. But it's just insane. These people are like family. I've broken bread with them, and the club is going out of business. It's in a strip mall, and the owner of the strip mall doubled their rent. He's pushing all the tenants out so he can flatten it. They're several other empty slots, and there's a restaurant next door that he doubled the rent on, and they went under, so they can't afford rent, so they're going out. Here's the horrible story. I mean, that's bad, but this is horrible.
Sure.
I do not know this guy. I turn the corner, and I apologize. The owner, Pete, passed away 2 years ago, and his brother and wife maintained the club. So
Gotcha.
Last night, the owner's wife, Nadal.
This is like Game of Thrones, but for a strip club comedy club.
Right.
This is great. Strip mall comedy club.
The owner's Nadal, the owner's wife, is talking
First of his
to
name.
the host and the opening act, and I turn the corner, and the feature act says, "Hey, do you know this guy?" And he shows me the name, and I don't remember it, and I say no, and I ask why. This guy worked the club a handful of years ago, bombed, and so they said you can't come back. You were too angry and you turned the audience. It just didn't work. He said it doesn't work here. Your act doesn't work. I'm sorry, you saw the audience. It didn't do great. Whatever. So they show me a text that he sent, a Facebook message he sent the owner's wife. Ha ha! I'm glad your club failed. Fuck you. Fuck your husband that's gone. Just this fucking horrible message. Like, it just who does that? Like,
how long ago was
I've
it?
had club owners stab me in the back. I know I can name right now one club owner that really fucked me over and who did die, but I never in a million years thought to reach out to his widow and go, ha ha, fuck him, fuck your club. Like, who does that?
Your husband didn't book me, so I'm glad that pancreatic cancer took him out, lady. Yeah, that is some
Right.
old bitter comic shit. How long ago was it that he got banned from this place?
I don't know how many years. They mentioned it in passing. Like I said, if I knew his name, I would say it. But they were just, and I'd never heard of him. And yeah, it was just this horrible text. Like, who does that?
That's wild. Yeah, especially if it's that many years ago. It's like, dude, you should probably be trying to just, I don't know, do spots in other comedy clubs and other strip malls, man. I don't know why you're that focused on this one.
Move forward.
It's not the
with your
comedy
life.
seller, Christ.
Yeah. But either way, so that's what's going on in my world. What's going on in your world before we jump into some news stories?
Not much, man. Lost money betting on UFC last night. Still a good time. But no, I just do small amounts of money on parlays and stuff, so I'm usually going to lose those.
Small amounts of money add up over the course of a year to a large amount of money.
What are you, a fucking accountant? I'm drinking and I'm having fun watching each other beat each other up in a cage. Like I'm watching dudes beat each other up in a cage. It's more fun if I bet $10 on like 6 different dudes collectively. You know what I mean? Fair. And I have a chance of winning a lot of money.
Fair.
And that is the way to do sports gambling, by the way. You just take a small amount of money to make the games more interesting. So now you have something vested in it. You know, the people that are like going in debt on this shit, it's like, what are you guys doing? Come on.
Well, they have what the kids call an addiction. I guess it is. Gambling is the fastest growing addiction. I don't know.
Really, is it because of would it have something to do with the constant legal apps that are in your? It's like you have a little tiny rectangular bookie in your pocket at all times going, you don't have to just bet before the game, so we can bet during the game. You can bet money on each pitch. You think it's going to be a strike, a ball? You think he's going to crank it out of here? I'll give you good odds.
See, and it's funny you use that phrasing because I'm old school. I use my phone for, I'll say this so we don't trigger any warnings, adult content, like an adult. That's what I do, is I don't use it for gambling. I use it to look at videos of people doing things that I wish I was doing in the moment. That's how I use my phone. These gambling, why? Why you can do so many other things with your phone.
Well, I would tell you why. How boring is most Olympic sports, huh? Pretty goddamn boring. Let's be honest.
I've been loving the shit out of it. We've been watching men's halfpipe, skiing. Men won gold in hockey this morning. I'm going to watch that in a little while. Women took gold.
Screw you, Canada. We're the hockey country in Northern America.
Fuck yeah, we are. But either way, no, I've been loving it. Todd's here.
But my point is this. My point is this. If you are watching any sport, you will instantly become a fan of any team out there if you just put like $5 on it. I will run up a $60 bar tab cheering so I win my $5 on this badminton player or whatever. Like, I don't give a shit.
Or as you said, this one at bat. Like, as long as this guy, I have a bet on this guy knocking it out of the park. I don't care what the team does.
Yeah, but that can make any football game fun. Is you not only bet on the team, but you do a parlay where it's like, I think this guy's going to get this amount of yards. I think this guy's getting a touchdown. I think, and so you could make like a $5 bet, and depending on what all these other little prop bets are, you can win generational wealth. So what I'm saying is, you should download the app today, people. Brought to you by FanDuel.
Well, if they sponsor us, but
that's right. Until then, you should be responsible and do what Timmel said and never gamble ever. You see that? You see that sports book apps? You should hire us. You should give us money to do commercials. Otherwise, we will make less gamblers with our podcast until you start paying us.
See, and this is how it works. I do not gamble. I think it's silly. But if they sponsor us, I will whore this shit. I will say gambling is the best thing in the world. I will. Oh yeah. I'll whore for money. I don't give a shit. So if any gambling app wants to sponsor us, I will change my tune like that. I will sell out. I don't care.
I mean, I think most gambling's pretty stupid. Sports gambling's just fun. It's just fun. Makes the game more entertaining.
All right, I want to start with the local news. I don't want to go big. I want to start very small just because this popped up. It's an Iowa news story where I live. I just found it so amusing. Did you happen to click? I sent it to you last. It's from our local ABC affiliate, their website. What's in store for the Sycamore Mall area?
Before you start doing this, before you get into the story, when I saw it was local news, I thought it was going to be that thing that was kind of going viral with that frat doing that creepy pledge thing where the cop showed up. I thought it was going to be that. And it's like, nope. A mall that has been dead for 35 years is turning into something else now.
Well, I want to say one thing before I read it. So the thumbnail said, was kind of like the headline. The headline is, what's in store for the Sycamore Mall area? And the clickbait little thumbnail was something along that lines like, hey, click here to find out what's happening in South Iowa City with the renovations. And then you click the story and where is it? The quote, we don't have a specific development project in mind or even anticipated. I mean, it's like, what? How is this a fucking news story? It's literally click this story to see how they're going to develop them all. We don't have a specific development project in mind. It's not.
By the way, you could have said that about that entire mall the entire past like 3 decades. You could have said that they haven't had a specific thing in mind. Hence the reason that mall is the way it is.
To anybody that has no idea, Sycamore Mall gets renovated every 3 years. They put in like, oh, we're putting it in a grocery store. The grocery store is going out of business. Oh, it has a movie theater at one end and a Panera at the other. And those are the only two mainstays, and everything else comes and goes. And they always try and find an anchor. But yeah, it's perpetually being reimagined. But actually, you know what? That does make this story good. Yeah, we don't know what the fuck we're doing. But I just love that it was this big clickbait story. Hey, we're doing a development. We don't have a specific project in mind or even anticipated. And even the follow-up line is, the best part of this plan is, we don't have the end in mind. We don't have the stores that we're trying to fit into a specific box. We have ideas of the neighborhood and residents of what they want to see and what to make an authentic and vibrant district for them. It's just a bunch of jerking off.
Yeah. I mean, I feel bad for that reporter, and I respect the hustle. You know, it's a new reporter at KCRG or whatever that is. And they're like, listen, we want you to do a story on the Sycamore Mall. What's happening there? Absolutely nothing. Nor has there been happening anything there in the past 35 years. And they go, well, I'll just play with the wording a bit. You know, maybe I'll get promoted to I don't know, the Coral Ridge Mall stories or something. There's stores in there.
Paul made it. Hello. Yes, and local news is really stepping up their game. Yeah. All right, let's go bigger stories.
Dude, if you're spending money on renovating the Sycamore Mall in Iowa City, you would be better off taking that money and betting it on UFC parlays like I was doing last night.
Actually, yes.
It's a better investment.
Yeah, the only way to make money on the Sycamore Mall is if it were a stock, would be to short it and say, I bet that the Sycamore Mall is going to be worth less in a year than it is now because it just keeps depreciating.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. When I saw that article, I was like, I can't believe that's even still around. That's nuts.
Insane. All right. First story. Former Prince Andrew arrested in UK amid Epstein investigation. Here's what we know. The arrest, which came on his 66th birthday, caps a spectacular fall from grace for the ex-royal and brother King Charles. Now, the update, I forget. It wasn't, hey, you were diddling little kids. Suspicion of misconduct in public office. And he was released the same day. It was like they said he was, what was it? Insider like trading stuff where he was at Epstein Island and said something a lot. Oh, maybe you should invest in minerals in Afghanistan, something like that. But it was like, It's not even the kitty diddling stuff.
No.
It was something adjacent involving Epstein.
Also, first of all, a shout out to Karen on TikTok. Thanks for sharing. Anybody on TikTok, we appreciate the shares. We appreciate the likes, all that good stuff.
And to interrupt Jake, my TikTok, if you happen to be clicking in, I rarely see comments. Like the whole thing just goes boop, boop. And at the end, I hit stop.
It's hard to follow.
You had 4 comments. I'm like, where the fuck were they?
So yeah, if you guys don't see us responding, we still appreciate you. But
all right, Prince Andrew.
Yeah, this Prince Andrew thing makes me so happy that I don't live in a country that's run by a bunch of perverts and sex offenders. You know what I mean? What assholes they must feel like over there, huh?
to have a royal pervert that they
Yes, at least our perverts are elected anyway. So no, it is pretty wild that they've known about the kid diddling stuff for a while, but they were like, wait, but you were inside trading. You were selling out our money secrets. How dare you? We told you the kid stuff is fine. You don't fuck with our money.
It really is. And now that goes down into a bunch of nonsense. There's an update, but yeah, it was literally what you just said. It's not even that the headlines are, ooh, Prince Andrew, and that's the clickbait. That Prince Andrew arrested. Everybody's like, oh, really? They're going to charge him?
It's so wild how much more they're doing to him for the financial stuff. All they did was like, you can't live in the big castle. We're demoting you to a mid-sized castle. Only 85 rooms, you scoundrel. You know, like that's what he got for the kid stuff. And now they're like, we will send you to London Tower for the rest of your life. You don't fuck with our money, bitch. You know, and so he's going to be in court in front of one of those guys with the red robes and the crazy white curly wigs going, no, I wasn't down there committing financial crimes. I was only touching kids, Your Honor. I swear. I was only diddling. No, I wasn't. I wasn't trading secrets for kids. I traded my own money, not the Crown's money.
But did they say, did I hear it or did they say that he was doing it to try and curry favor with Epstein so he could diddle more kids?
Well, probably. I mean, I doubt he was giving him financial secrets out of the goodness of his heart. You know, he was probably getting some kind of, that's usually getting something out of it. More money, whatever. I did
see, in relation to this, The Onion had a killer fucking headline. Did you see, aide begins explaining to Trump for the 5th time why he can't pardon Prince Andrew. And it was just a picture of Trump just looking frustrated and this guy like looking frustrated. But it was just such a good line. Aide begins explaining for the 5th time why Trump can't pardon.
Dude, that picture that's been going around of Prince Andrew after he got released from prison or jail or whatever in the back of that car, just like, I've never seen a look on a guy's face that more spells out, I am fucked and I know it. Oh my God. That dude looked like me during my parlay last night after the second fight when I realized I was not going to make any of my money back.
Yeah. But we're not arresting anybody here. You know, they want to strip. Oh, of his success, he's probably on 16th in line. So that's important. Yeah, because, you know, kind of like what comes after the Speaker of the House? It goes President, Vice President, Speaker. So who is 16th on the U.S. side in government when we need a replacement? But,
yeah, it's well, see, there they lock up their royals for kid diddling. Here, we're going to go as high as like a staff sergeant. We're going to find like a staff sergeant or something. Like, it's all this guy's fault. All the high ranking people are going to escape.
It'll be exactly like the financial meltdown of 2008, where like one guy got charged with insider something, and I don't think he even served any time, but all the executives got bonuses and got off.
That's right.
Yeah, no.
Did you know doctors have been working with the big pharma companies to over medicate the country? It's all the Sacklers' fault. It's just OxyContin. That was the only company doing it.
Exactly. And how many decades did it take them? Like what, 20 years to 10 years to finally get a find, but they were protected. It was like capped, but it came from the company, but not them. And like, now they're trying to get it from the family too.
We had a contract we wrote with the doctors and the government that says that we can never be prosecuted for anything. And it's in the fine print. Sorry, here's your check.
Yep.
It's you're going to see similar stuff with this too.
It was like going all the way back to the 80s, the savings and loan scandal, where it's always a taxpayer bailout and nobody gets charged. God, what a world we live in. What a country. USA #1. Hey, but we took gold, both men and women. Right. So fuck you, Canada. Suck it.
Maybe if they had more shady pervs running the place, you know, they'd do better at hockey. That's what I mean. There seems to be a correlation here. They don't have enough people in Canadian Parliament on the Epstein list, and somehow it's ruining their hockey game. They're not getting enough adrenochrome or whatever in those little water bottles or whatever they're drinking on the side.
Yeah, they've got to start eating more babies. That just like the Democrats, they got to start eating babies.
I do love though that with all of the stuff that's coming out, you still have like the really, really wild conspiracy theorists who, like, to be fair, this was the one thing where it's like, yeah, I mean, a lot of this shit they were saying is true, but they still feel it, and they're eating babies. It's like, dude, you don't need to make up extra shit. They're already doing enough crazy stuff.
Stick with that. Here, Todd, explain. I'm not smart. They did arrest the former U.S. ambassador in UK, one of Starmer's buddies. I didn't know that, but again, that's down the totem pole.
They did that. No. I mean, that was a big one. It was a former ambassador in the UK, and I think was it the deputy prime minister who appointed the guy? They made him step down, something like that.
Mandelson.
Yeah. No, they're arrested people over there for that shit.
Well, that's good. That's good. Good. All right, this story's stupid, but I don't care. I pitched it to you. Not for the Shia LaBeouf got arrested in Mardi Gras. He got beat up outside a bar. He started a fight. The way I sent it to you is I want to see, hey, Hollywood, pay attention here. I want to see a Shia LaBeouf, Ezra Miller reality TV show. Ezra's got the guns and the trans and the cult and the kidnapping girls and the starting fights in Hawaii and getting arrested. Shia has the giving VD to Twigs or whatever the fuck her name is, and the fights and the on and off marriage with I want these two guys in a reality TV show. I would watch the fuck out of Shia LaBeouf and Ezra Miller hitting the town, getting drunk, and starting fights, and starting a cult, and playing with guns. I don't understand how this fuck the Kardashians. I want to see the Shia Ezra show.
I agree, but it will never happen. And this is my big problem with reality TV. Has been since it was created with the Real World on MTV like 30 fucking years ago. They don't follow around people that are actually crazy and dangerous because, we don't want the cameraman to get stabbed and we're soft, They just do, she's crazy. She threw Chardonnay at brunch. Oh, look out for her. She's a wild one. Like that's right. The kind of crazy they follow around. They don't want to do that. Like I remember seeing a show on HBO that predated reality TV called High on Crack Street. Have you ever seen this back in the day?
I'm not familiar.
It's pretty good. They actually made a movie about a boxer who I believe was it Mickey Ward. Who was the actual fighter? There was like a boxer whose brother was actually on that show. Who his brother was a former pro boxer as well, but then got really into crack, and he was actually
as one does.
Yeah, he was actually one of the characters on this, and it's from like a really fucked up spot in South Boston, and it just followed around these crackheads as they did crackhead things. And they weren't just some like teenage crackheads like I was, who just kind of started getting into it and really hadn't fucked themselves up much. No, they were middle-aged crackheads. They're like our age now, but they've been smoking crack the whole time, right? So they're fucks, right? And they're following around. They're stealing stuff to get crack. There was a part, one of the main characters, Boo Boo, who
and
sadly
they're just wait. Ultra is on your page here.
Boo Boo, yeah, he's seen High on Crack Street. Hell yeah, dude. Yeah, he remembers more of the characters than I do. I really need to rewatch this.
They just filmed it like a documentary. Like, oh look, now they're breaking into this car, and
dude. It showed this guy. Yeah, they went fucking hog wild on this. Like they would never allow this show today. They would never allow it. But you got to watch the movie too. It's called like The Contender or something. I could be wrong, or The Fighter. One of those two. But it's got Christian Bale plays his cracked out brother. I was just going to say
Christian Bale was in The Fighter, wasn't that? That was that Paul Thomas Anderson?
I don't remember who did it. It's a long time ago, but
no, if not Paul Thomas Anderson, the one that George Clooney choked.
Mark Wahlberg, I believe, was the other. Actor, was the main character.
Clooney choked the director.
But the whole time,
David O. Russell, yes, David O. Russell, and that's the guy
in the movie. In the movie, there's somebody from HBO following this guy around because he's like coaching his brother, kind of, but also smoking a lot of crack.
I remember that.
And he's going, they're making a documentary about me. They're making a documentary about my return to fighting or whatever. And then it finally comes out, and it's High on Crack Street. Here's a bunch of wild crackheads.
I forgot. I did see that. Yeah,
but I saw that High on Crack Street when it came out when I was a kid, and I'm like, this is fucking amazing. But they showed the main character. Dickie was the guy. Was the fighter, but his brother was a smaller character in High on Crack Street. But Boo Boo was one of the characters who was way in High on Crack Street. He was like a big fat kind of bald guy, and he was. They get in the car with him at one point, and they're like, "What are we doing today, Boo Boo?" He's like, "We're gonna go steal some golf clubs and sell them for crack," And so they're driving with him, and there's one cameraman that just follows him at afar, and the other one kind of stays in the car or whatever. But he goes into he parks in the back of the parking lot, like away from the building. He goes into like a Walmart or a Target, one of these big stores, right? And he's just like walking all fast. You know what I mean? Just beeline it to it. Like it's not smooth at all. He's just walking, just the whole, and people are like looking at him funny, just customers and shit. Like, what the fuck is this? And the guy just walks in all fast, looking around, just power walking all the way back into the sporting goods section, grabs a full set of golf clubs, walks out, just speed walking the whole time, just walks past the cash registers, and the clerks see him and everything. They're like like ringing people up, like, yeah, hey, that'll be $13.90. What the fuck, you know? And they're like looking at the other clerks, like, hey, are you seeing this? You know? But then he hits the parking lot and he just sprints with these golf clubs all the way back in the car, gets in, drives off. The cameraman's still in the car. The other cameraman's in the car going, you stole those golf clubs fast, boo-boo. And he's like, yeah, let's go get crack, you know? And, but the genius of it is he does it so fast that like the dudes making minimum wage at the checkout counter aren't really like, it's not enough time for them to process it. It's not like a small bodega or something to where it's like, oh no, this place isn't really insured. This is my money. Yeah, they're like, hey man, it's insured out the ass. I am a minimum wage employee. I don't give a shit. I'm not gonna instinctually throw myself in front of a crackhead in the door when he's got a thing full of golf. Like I'm not taking a 3-wood to the side of the head to stop a crackhead from getting its crack. You know what I mean? Like, I'm making minimum wage. Fuck these people. I hope he gets away with it. You know, like that's kind of. I mean, like if they were trying to be slick, if he was trying to be slick and it gave them time to like, oh, we should maybe call security, maybe call the cops or whatever. But no, it's just sort of he's in, he's out, in the car, boom, gone. It was fucking great, man. But anyway, reason I bring this up with your Shia LaBeouf reality TV story was when they started The Real World. I was like, oh, this was like High on Crack Street, but shitty. Maybe they'll make it good and they'll find those crackheads from High on Crack Street and they'll make a good reality show with them. And then they didn't. They were like, let's do Road Rules. I'm like, no, this sucks. It's a bunch of boring college students. I want to see crackheads. Go back to Southie and find those fucking crackheads. And then they were like, here's the Osbournes. And I was like, this is great. Ozzy's a fucking junkie. It's going to be him getting high and smoking crack and pissing on the Alamo every week. And then it's like, no, it's about his stupid kids. Hey, I want to buy these kinds of curtains. Yeah. Hey, where's Papa? And then for 10 seconds in the middle of every episode, it's Ozzy wandering around looking for his slippers or whatever. And it's like, no, this sucks. I want to see actual dangerous crackheads. And they won't do this thing with Shia LaBeouf and the Ezra guy for the same reasons that they didn't actually make a series out of High on Crack Street as they should have, because they don't have the balls, the people that make reality TV, to risk getting stabbed by a crackhead or Shia LaBeouf.
And fuck HBO, because they generally leave everything on their service. This has been yanked. I just looked it up on Just Watch, and
High on Crack Street.
Yeah,
it's you got to get it on YouTube or something. Like no, this is not one HBO is still pumping. You ain't gonna find it on Max. Like I guarantee you.
Even if they're not still making it, they usually just leave their old shows up somewhere. Like, oh yeah, like Generation Kill was from whatever ago. The Wire is still up. This one they've pulled.
No, those are scripted shows. These are real crackheads.
No, I know. I'm saying it's an HBO production. They generally just leave everything they make up, reality scripted or not.
Nope, not this. I'm telling you, if you watched it now, you'd be like, this is kind of fucking exploitive. Like, I think these cameramen are accomplices. Like, what is this?
And then did they all get arrested at the end? Like, the police are like, everything's documented. You're under arrest. Or how did that? Did they all get arrested for everything they did?
No, I don't think so. I mean, they probably, some of them got arrested during the filming of the documentary and got, for like
Christian
petty
Bale
crimes.
Did. He watched the debut from prison, didn't he?
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good point. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, you don't stay out of jail for long living this kind of, like, again, these aren't people that just do stimulants socially or like a couple bumps after some drinks at the bar, like normal human beings like ourselves. No. These were full on fucking crackheads. They were great.
All right, I gotta find it on YouTube. I gotta find a pirated site.
Because dude, the guys, there's a higher production value version of this show that the Jackass guys made, the people that made Jackass, called The Wild Wonderful Whites of West Virginia.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Check that out too, because that is a similar thing. They did it right. They found a bunch of like crazy fucking pillheads in rural West Virginia, an entire family of just crazy high and drunk people that fucking commit crimes and beat people up and shoot people, and it was like it's nuts.
And they signed all the legal documents and did it right, is what you're saying, so that it could still air and stay on it. Yeah,
but no, it wasn't a TV show. It was like a movie. They did it like this predates. So Wild Wonderful Whites of West Virginia predates reality TV really taking off by maybe like 5-10 years. I mean, it was still kind of a thing. You would see like, who Who Wants to Marry a Millionaire or something like, but it was before the Kardashians, I believe. This would be like early 2000s.
Yeah, I remember when it came out. So
it's great. Yeah. Wild Wonderful Whites of West Virginia is awesome. High on Crack Street is awesome. Every single piece of reality TV just makes me wish I was watching those two things. So instead of ever watching reality TV, just go watch those on a loop.
You know, I was on reality TV once. Did I ever tell you that?
Yeah, you've told me that. Yeah.
To anybody that didn't, I'm not going to tell the whole story again, but I moved to LA, and when you're hanging out, they have these pretty girls walking around giving you cards. You want to be on a show? It was I can't remember what it's called. It was a dating show. Blind Date. I was on Blind Date. Ooh. They just walk around handing you cards like, you want to be on Blind Date? You want to be on Blind Date? And the only reason I'm like, yeah, I'll do it. I don't give a fuck. I had a girlfriend. I called her. I'm like, hey, can I go on Blind Date? She's like, as long as you don't make out with her. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to try and start a fight. I wanted to be one of those like explosive couples, but they gave me a mousy girl and I felt bad. So they made me the asshole, which was awesome because it was fine because I was. But
hell yeah.
The thing I remember most was I show up for the audition and it's me and like 10 other guys, and they just keep calling guys back one by one, and they're in this back room for like, a minute, and then they come out and leave, and they call me back, and they ask me to slate my name like, hi, I'm Nathan Timmel, and then they ask me a couple of questions, and I start talking, and the cameraman's laughing, and the producer's laughing, and the next thing I notice, I'm like, wait a second, I've been back here 15 minutes. Everybody else left after 1 minute. This might be, and so they liked me. Like, I was charming enough. They're like, yeah, those other duds.
Yeah, you want to be the asshole on those shows. That sounds like more fun anyway,
Yeah, I wasn't looking for a date, but yeah, it was all fake. It was all fake.
Well, that's what I'm saying. And I say this with love. You're way more boring than the people on High on Crack Street. I'm just saying.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, my friend. I love you, but like,
they only got me to yell once, but it was like, it was, hey, ride here. Oh, walk into the restaurant again. Hey, say this. And that's why I blew up. I'm like, is this fucking reality? Are you filming us? Or it was bullshit. But either
though it was staged, did they ever even tell you to do cool stuff? Like, did they tell you, hey, go steal golf clubs for crack? Did you ever do any of that? Yeah, see, fuck this show.
The thing that pisses me off the most is when you fill out the document, hey, what would you like to do on your blind date? I literally put skydiving, whitewater rafting, and I don't remember the third one. And then it's like, hey, you're gonna walk on a beach and then go to a restaurant. I'm like, that's nothing I wanted to do. I was hoping to get like a free fucking fun date out of this. No, we're gonna go walk on a goddamn beach. It was
nice. Yeah, Tammy says, I live in rural Florida.
Yeah.
Watching the local news is a reality TV show. I must say, meth heads are more entertaining. Exactly. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They should follow around the meth heads down in Florida. It would be so much better than the goddamn.
Her comment here, I saw this on the news. In South Florida, there was a big public effort to collect cold stunned iguanas, piles of paralyzed iguanas, because they got a cold snap and the iguanas just didn't know what to do. They just sort of stun freeze, and they would go around and collect them. I did see that.
Dude, what a stupid fucking animal. How did that thing even evolve?
The wild whites of...
Dude, it's great. Yeah. It's great. Yeah. I've even seen, you know what? I ordered it on DVD. I believe I have the DVD somewhere. And you know what they have is extra, there's some extra footage, but they also have, the reason they went down and made this is there's a guy called Jesco White who apparently they made like a viral sort of VHS tape in the 90s of this guy called the Dancing Outlaw. He was like a tap dancer, and some guy went to West Virginia, found him in a bar. He just had a video camera down there with him, like one of the big fucking 90s ones you got to put on your shoulder. Yeah. And they were like, this guy's wildly entertaining. I'm just going to follow this guy around. And he took him back to his trailer or whatever, and he met some of his family. He was like, this guy's fucking nuts. Like, this is great. And then it kind of went like, it was like an underground cult classic in the 90s. And they showed like a couple little clips from that, and like they kept mentioning that his dad was a tap dancer and he would tap dance, and they were like, he's the most famous man in West Virginia. You kind of roll your eyes and go, okay, well, cutest chick in the burn ward, whatever, dude, but no, he was legit, like low key famous. They not only had on this DVD, The Dancing Outlaw from the 90s, they had something called The Dancing Outlaw 2, Jesco Goes to Hollywood. Apparently, this guy was on an episode of Roseanne. He was on an episode of Roseanne. He came on and did the tap dancing thing. I think in the story, he was like Dan's cousin or something like that. But they filmed him walking around Hollywood. Now, this one was just shit. It was mostly boring, not worth watching, except for the very end. The very end is great because they're filming him when he goes to see Roseanne, because she wanted him on because, like, you know, Roseanne's kind of fucking nutty. So, of course, she found this VHS and was like, I love this guy. And this is when she was with Tom Arnold, and they both were like, this guy's the man, you know, and they're kind of like, you know, all happy to see this guy, like, holy shit, thanks for doing this. And so it films him on set before the thing. And then it cuts. It says, then they filmed the thing. They showed a couple clips if you're dancing on the show. Then they're like after the filming, and everybody's like, you know, hey, everybody's all happy. And Tom Arnold's got his arm around this Jesco guy, and he's like, hey, Jesco, are those tattoos on your forearm there, are those swastikas? And he goes, he's got this cool voice, man. He goes, oh yeah, a fella give this to me in prison, you know, but he just says it all casually, like, yeah, a fella give this to me in prison, you know? And he's like, oh, because me and Roseanne, we're Jewish, you know? He's like, oh, okay, you know? Like, he's just kind of like, as if, like, he might as well have said to him, like, oh, yeah, we're Capricorns. Like, it was like, he's just almost like confused. Oh, yeah, whatever. He's still just smiling at whatever. And he's got, like, his sleeves rolled up and, you know, and so then it shows Tom Arnold off talking to Roseanne, and just kind of, and she's like, what? Huh? Like, she's just looking, you know, kind of freaked out. And then, and Jesco's just talking to people like nothing happened. You know, he's got his sleeves rolled up and everything. Yeah, it's so much fun. I love tap dancing. I love the show. And it's so great being in Hollywood. And fella give me these swastikas in prison, you know? And he's just talking to people. And so Tom Arnold comes around him, puts his arm around him. He says, hey, man, here's some money. Here's the name of a tattoo guy on the strip. Tell him I sent you. He's great. Get anything you want. Just get those things covered up. Tell him I sent you. I called him. He knows you're coming. Just, you got to get those covered up, man. Cover him with literally anything you want. I'm paying for it, right? And so it's filming him talking at the tattoo parlor. And he's like, yeah, a fella give me these in prison. I guess it's some kind of German thing, some kind of religious thing. I don't know much about their religion, you know? And he's
God.
And so then it shows a little montage. He's getting them covered with like skulls or, you know, hearts or fucking roses, whatever. And so then afterwards, he's talking to the camera again. He's like, yeah, I think the tattoo looks great. And the fella who gave me the tattoo, well, he explained to me who Adolf Hitler is and what he done. And well, I just think that's awful. And I'm so glad that Tom Arnold paid for me to have these covered up. I had no idea. It's like, he literally just thought he joined a prison gang and nothing else. Yeah. And you know, because he was walking around, he was like doing Hollywood shit. Like he was walking around Hollywood just with the fucking sleeves rolled up and like, yeah, I like symmetrical shapes and so did my prison gang, you know? And like he didn't know.
How beautiful of Tom Arnold, though, to not fuck you, get out, how dare you, any of that. Just like, hey, here's some money. Let's get this taken care of. Yeah. Good on Tom Arnold for that.
Your mom on YouTube says, nah, he turned the swastikas into 88. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, like it's a pretty dark, it's like, wow, that butterfly's got some real, a lot of jagged corners on that. A lot of ridges on that. Yeah. Very symmetrical.
You ever hear the red tape?
It's an angry looking butterfly. What's up?
Do you ever hear the red tape?
No.
Okay, that's what you made me think of with the VHS tape. I don't know if it was a Berklee College of Music thing, but the red tape is what Bart Simpson calling Moe's was based on. Like literally, these guys before the Jerky Boys were a thing, they just started calling this bar Reds, and they were like, and they would do the Bart Simpson pranks before, like some of the Bart Simpson lines are from the tape, and the guy on the phone be like, I'll slit your throat out. I'm going to, like, all the things Moe says. Yeah. And at the end, like, he gets more and more pissed. Like, you know, like, I see Wiener. Oh, you fucking, I'm going to. And at the end, that's why I think it was a Berklee College of Music thing, because that's where I heard it. Someone wrote a song and, you know, put it on this tape. So it was, someone was playing music. I couldn't even begin to do the melody, but then it was intercut with, I'll slice your belly open, Reds, blah, 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 blah. You know, it was, so there was this big cult underground thing, these tapes that got passed around, cassette tapes before CDs were a thing. And yeah, you showed up at Berklee and you're like, oh, you got to hear the red tape. And then The Simpsons premiered and everybody was freaking out. And I think I read somewhere, and it could be legend, and I don't know if I could look it up again, that yeah, The Simpsons did, it was based off the Red tapes. But yeah,
That's pretty awesome,
all
man.
the Bart calling Moe
I do want to look
was
those up,
based
though.
off this guy Red, that they just called him incessantly. And like I said, this was before the Jerky Boys. This was before Prank Yankers. It was this legendary tape, and it was funny as fuck. You just hear him calling, and the guy getting angrier and angrier because he fell for it every time.
See, they gotta do a reality TV show about the guy at Reds, but they don't want to.
All right, next story.
Oh, Tammy on YouTube says, I think Hegseth has those tattoos. No, Hegseth's loud and proud about him. Hegseth doesn't give a shit. He's like, I knew exactly what they were when they put these on me, and I'm still rocking them.
I didn't send you a lot of stories. I thought this was fucking great. In Texas, we are starting to see these Epstein-approved signs being placed next to Republican candidate signs. So in Texas, they have, like, you drive around town and they have all the fucking, on the corners, Brandon Gill for U.S. Congress, Bonder for Congress, and then someone's taking little signs that says Epstein approved and sticking them right next to all the Republican signs. That's fucking beautiful.
They got to add up top, kid tested, Epstein approved,
Yes.
They got to complete the sign.
Oh, but I just thought that was beautiful. I don't. It's not making the news. I just thought it was funny, and
dude, it's great. Yeah, do that to literally every politician who has voted against releasing those goddamn things ever.
Yeah, any Democrat, like they say, Clinton's in them. Great, the Epstein approved. This is not a thing, but all right. This I thought was funny because I love outrage. Quote: Ozempic houses are going viral, and people are shocked by what's inside. The real estate agent walks people through a brand new 350 square foot house. There's no real bedroom. There's no closet. You have to climb a ladder to get to the loft. The shower looks like blah, 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 blah. They're selling it for $130,000. Down payment, payments, dollar down, $900 a month mortgage. Some people are calling it dystopian. Dude, did you watch this video?
You know what I call it? A normal-sized apartment in New York City that would cost you like $3,500.
I mean, yeah, and if I were a single guy or a married couple in your 20s, this is a perfect fucking starter house. Anybody that's bitching about this, it's a tiny house, but it's your house. You have this little property, and if you take care of it and you want to start a family, then you can upgrade. And I would have loved something like this in my 20s. Anybody bitching about, people will complain about fucking anything. It's too small. Oh, they're taking advantage of people. It's better than a fucking apartment. You've got a carport, not a car. You got a driveway, but you just park outside. But it's in Texas, so you don't need. But yeah, it's this neat little house. I thought we were supposed to be downsizing. I just love the fact that people will complain about.
I will say this:
anything.
The apartment we moved from before we were in here, was also in Queens. That apartment in the thing, the little micro house or whatever, 350 square feet. I had a 2-bedroom apartment that was 450 square feet with 2 adults, 2 kids, 2 dogs, and a cat. I mean, it's just, you live in small apartments out here. It's not, if you showed that to somebody in New York City, they would be like, yeah, I mean, that's not crazy. I mean, I've rented smaller apartments than that,
Maybe because it's Texas and everything's bigger in Texas. But I know about the it's not as bad as certain places in China, but the Japan sleeping pods. But yeah, I've seen the apartments in New York that are literally, you share a bathroom, but you've got, a arm length space, and you have a lot. Yeah. And those are several $1,000s a month. Wombat's calling me out. Nathan complaining about people complaining. I am.
My complaint this week, all the goddamn complaints this week. That's right.
Yes. I just thought, I can't believe people complain about anything. All right, let's talk about a real story. What'd you think of what happened with Colbert, CBS, and James Tallarico? That was exciting stuff. You guys talk about that on the news?
Yeah. I mean, it's ridiculous because the law that they're using, harkens back to a different time. It was a law that made sense. Back when, when
3 stations
there was 3 stations. If they all 3 were just pushing one candidate or one party, yeah, that's fucked up. Like back in the Johnny Carson days, that made sense. But now there's a bunch of channels. There's network TV. There's the internet. You know, I mean, that interview.
You have your two news channels. The
the
Republicans go on Fox and the Democrats go on MSNBC.
Right. So it's for a different time that doesn't make sense, you know, and it doesn't even matter. Look, no one's claiming Kamala Harris lost the election because she didn't do enough legacy media interviews.
Fucking skipping Rogan did really
I said,
fucking
no,
hurt
that's
her.
what I'm saying. You're missing what I said legacy media interviews.
Oh,
right.
That's all right. You're right. Good call.
This thing where it's like, well, you know, you got to give equal candidates equal times. It's like, well, for one thing, I don't think not doing Rogan is what sunk her. I think it was
it was another fucking drip in the ocean.
Right. Yeah. But so I'm just using that to point out we don't live in a world where people just get most of their information from 3 channels. So it's wildly outdated and ridiculous. It was meant for that time. This is basically like trying to enforce like weird horse and buggy type rules on cars, you know?
Good
like
fucking pull, yes.
It's pretty wild. And then also wildly hypocritical because you know what else broadcasts? AM radio. Funny how they're leaving AM radio
and
around.
One of the stories said,
the
FCC guy said, we're going to leave AM radio alone, but we're going after Colbert. But
funny how that works. Really? Is it because you were being nonpartisan? Is that what that was?
Mm-hmm. Oh, by the way, Sophie and Ken says, then downtown Toronto, there are 340 square condos that scare for 300,000 plus. Yeah, so there you go. Big cities.
Yeah, right. These
towns. But
that's what I'm saying. Oh my God.
Colbert
300,000 for New York City. I'm telling you, it would be like over 1 million here. Like something that size in downtown New York, it would be over 1 million.
Colbert spun this in his favor. Like he went right at it. He said, we're not allowed to talk. And I don't know what it's at now, but I mean, it got 5 million views overnight.
Right. So it goes back to my first point. Oh no, we can't get him on this late night talk show. How will people ever hear his message? Well,
yeah, it's up to 8.7 million views now.
I would be willing to bet that them pulling this shit made more people view this fucking thing.
Oh, it's like when Kimmel got pulled his first night back, you know, boom, through the roof to see what would happen. And then remember, we talked about it because Republicans said, oh, Kimmel's ratings crater and collapse after returns. Like, no, they went back to normal. It was like he was getting 1 million viewers, and on his return he got 5 million, and then he leveled off at like 1.3 million. So it's like he actually gained 300,000. I'm making these numbers up, but I remember they said, oh, he didn't hold on to his. Nobody was gonna just hold on to it.
Well, right.
But he did generate interest, and he did get more out of it.
It was more than before all that stuff happened. Yeah. Tammy brings up a good point. I'm glad you pointed that out. This wasn't even them saying that, oh, you got to have Tallarico on and a Republican on. This was the primary thing. So he's running against Jasmine Crockett in Texas. Tammy on YouTube says Jasmine Crockett called BS. She had a couple appearances on Colbert without other candidates there. Yeah, I mean, this is clearly just a way that Trump is using the free speech people. The free speech people are using the government. You know, the federal government, the thing that you guys claim shouldn't be in our lives. They're using that to try to silence people.
Put the thumb down on free speech. Yes, which is why the stupidest person on the planet, the 2 stupidest people, are Rogan said he was worried about speech under Kamala, as was Justine Bateman. It's like the people you were worried about with speech was the mob. The government. Biden wasn't coming down and saying you can't say retarded, or you can't say things that aren't woke, or you can't call a trans woman a man. Like, that was not government dictated. This is government dictated speech, and that's what makes it frightening.
Yeah, and I mean there was some government dictated stuff like during COVID and all that. There was pressure from the government on media companies to do certain things
for COVID
so,
information. Yes,
and I thought that was kind of bullshit too. That said, it was not as crazy as this. You know, this is petty nonsense, and it's coming directly from the FCC.
Yeah. Yes. Well, I mean, like I said, Colbert played.
And let's face it, when the violation by Nathan Timmel, it's flagged for hate speech and hateful behavior.
Oh my God!
What did you do now?
I don't know. Nothing. I didn't do anything. Share your feedback to make our community better. I can select from the decision is fair and the restriction is reasonable. You know,
That's fair enough. I did call for the deaths of many, many people just now.
Yes, I am submitting that no, I didn't do anything.
Because TikTok was bought out by the evil right-wing scum in our country to get it away from the evil right-wing scum in China.
Mm-hmm.
And so now they're trying to Jimmy Kimmel us.
This 2 weeks in a row, or was it 2 podcasts ago that we got dinged when I said, it was last week, I said a certain former South Dakota governor was not beautiful.
Oh, that's right. Oh. See, they don't like us talking about right-wing shit. I could talk about Hillary Clinton's cankles on here all day and we wouldn't get fucking dinged, these scumbags.
It might be this. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, dude. You got to stay away from the R word. All right, I apologize, TikTok. The R word is a bit uncomfortable. No. I don't like using that word neither. TikTok, if that's why you did it, I agree. I will give feedback. And you know what? Timmel was out of line. Give me that. Timmel was out of line, TikTok.
Eat my dick, TikTok.
Eat Timmel's dick, TikTok. I was just relaying the message.
Next week, Jake's Records Hour. All right. We already did that one. Oh, we're out. I sent you one stupid story. This was really dumb, but I just love the fact that Jerry O'Connell's wife stopped sleeping with him. He said there was no physical contact until he quit smoking. Rebecca Romaine Stamos, or Rebecca Romaine O'Connell, whatever her name is. Yeah, she cut off sex until he quit smoking. I'm like, good on her.
Yeah, I mean, it's, whatever it takes, I guess. But here's what I think he's doing. I think he's going, I quit smoking. I think he's pumping away. You know what I mean? And then sneaking out to the garage, having another one. He's using breath mints, using air freshener, all of that.
The shit gets on your clothes. It gets in your hair. It's the worst fucking smell in the world. Good on her for saying.
That's why but I think he's going outdoors where it's 100% ventilation, wearing absolutely nothing. I think he's got shower caps on. I think he's dressed like Mark Wahlberg in that last scene. I was just going to say
at the end of The Departed.
Yeah, he's dressed. Yeah, he's smoking. Like, dude, I remember when I was in court-ordered rehab at 14. We would sneak cigarettes in there, and then we would all stand on like the sink and the toilet by the fan in the bathroom every morning. There would be like 2-3 of us up there, and we would keep the cigarette just right there by the fan, and we would just put a bunch of shampoo in the shower and all that. To try to, like make it smell like anything but cigarette smoke. And we would just have the fan right there. And we would just be blowing it directly into the fan. I'll bet he's doing that. I'll bet he was doing like we were in kiddie rehab when we would smoke cigarettes in the bathroom.
We're well over our time. We're going to run out of a lot of time on StreamYard. So let's cut it there. Thanks for joining us, everyone on TikTok. Sorry that I used a word that Gen X used their entire fucking life without issue. Thanks for joining us, everyone, on YouTube. I have been Nathan Timmel. You can find everything about me at nathantimmel.com. Books, t-shirts, sweatpants, socks, caps, with my designs on them. Unapologetic. My special is now at 99,000. I need 1,000 to get it to 100,000. So just, if you watched it last week, thank you so much. Now just open tabs and play it in the background. Jake has been and remains and will be Jake Vevra. You can find him at Jake Vevra on all social media. His special is Unalived by Dog Pills on YouTube. Solar is telling me to get some sleep. I'm going to hit a wall. I don't know when, but on Sundays when I do this, when I drive back from some absurd location, I will hit a wall and I will just go down. So, that's going to happen. Let me quick check the calendar. That's July. It's not July. Next week we're good for Sunday.
Cool.
Sunday at 12:30 Eastern. Next week is a good one, as is the one after. I think it's the one after that that we're gonna have to work around. So next Sunday, 12:30. Thank you, everyone. Paul, good to see your face after so long. Everyone else, thank you.
Make a reality TV show about Prince Andrew now.
I would watch that. I clicked end stream and it didn't do anything, so now we're just yapping. Bye.
Cool. All right, later.